What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. And do you remember that scene in The Parent Trap where Lindsay Lohan sinks into the wall and she says, "We did it. We actually did it." That was the Dallas Cowboys last week because they did it. They defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and in doing so, they won the NFC East. That's right, the Dallas Cowboys are division champs. This looked impossible when they were 3-5. Somehow, some way, they dug in. They won 5 games in a row. Yeah, they lost in Indianapolis. We're not going to talk about that. But now they are division champs. They got caps. They got t-shirts. And soon enough, they will host a playoff game. It will be the first playoff game at AT&T Stadium since 2016's divisional round. In fact, in both previous instances where the Dallas Cowboys won the NFC East, they made it to that divisional round. And unfortunately, in both of those games, they lost to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. But I've got some good news. All right, the Cowboys, they're headed to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers, he is not. Sorry, Aaron, you'll be fine. Everything's going well for you, all things considered. This season belongs to the Cowboys, though. And speaking of this season, we've been tracking how you have felt all season long with SB Nation's Fan Pulse tool. Every week we ask you to gauge the confidence you have in the Cowboys. Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you like where things are at? And early on in the season, things looked rough. The Cowboys were rising, they were falling, they were jumping, they were dipping. Things were kind of crazy. They looked really erratic and just bounced all over the place from week to week. Then they started winning. And you know what was interesting when it came to Fan Pulse was Cowboys fans didn't want to believe too much at first. They slowly climbed, like one of those fast-paced roller coasters that you know is going to have a big-time drop. And unfortunately, when the Cowboys did lose to the Colts, things did dip down. But guess what? You win the division, everything's okay, and nothing else matters. That's what the situation is with the Dallas Cowboys. And here's the situation moving forward. They can only play 2 teams when it comes to the wild card round, the Seattle Seahawks or Minnesota Vikings. If Seattle wins on Sunday, bam, Seahawks coming back to AT&T Stadium for a rematch of what was an effective playoff game back on Christmas Eve last year. Obviously, the Seahawks won that game, but little known fact, Earl Thomas chased down Jason Garrett afterwards. If the Seahawks were to lose on Sunday and the Minnesota Vikings were to win against the Chicago Bears, then the Cowboys would host the Vikings. By the way, this week, December 28th, no big deal, just the 43-year anniversary of Roger Staubach to Drew Pearson, Hail Mary full of grace. It will be the Seahawks or the Vikings, we don't know, but we know that we're going to find out during Week 17. Again, whether the Cowboys win or lose, don't worry, man. Have a good time. Enjoy those Christmas leftovers. Get the fireworks ready for New Year's because the Cowboys are going to the playoffs. They're division champs, and life is pretty sweet right now. We will have you covered all playoff season long as the Cowboys hopefully make a run all the way to Atlanta. Fingers crossed. We're going to have a good time either way. Make sure you check out bloggingtheboys.com. Subscribe right here to the official Blog of the Boys YouTube channel and subscribe to our podcast feed. We're available on all Apple and Android devices. Beyond that, have a very happy New Year. We hope you had a very Merry Christmas from all of us at SB Nation and bloggingtheboys.com to you. Go Cowboys.